Nuggets tonight. Joel Embiid is out. The last time Embiid played in Denver, Tom Brady was the Patriots quarterback. Todd Gurley was still on the Rams. Bradley Beal was averaging 30 points per game. Tiger King and The Last Dance weren't out yet, and UK was still part of the
moment.
Yeah.
Tiger
I still
King
haven't watched it.
What?
No, Tiger King was hilarious.
Oh, you have to see Tiger King.
That's
I
a
can't
good
believe
watch.
you didn't watch that.
That's a good
Now,
one.
Sam seen it. I was like,
No, you got to see it.
It's a good
You
watch.
got to see it. Welcome, y'all,
That
to another week of Tech File. We got a lot to talk about, so we ain't going to hold y'all up. We're going to get right on into it. Welcome to episode 374 of Technical File, the sports podcast you never knew you needed.
And it's your boy, TIMKINZ, the number 3, a.k.a. Ask Ketchum, a.k.a. Mr. Give It To Me. I got a little, I like the little acoustics, I ain't recognize it last week. That's a little better.
Okay. All right.
Like, we have so many inside jokes on this show. Like, it just rolls past me that you just say ass catch him every week. I am the Air J.
Only known as
the Air J.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as Ooh Yeah.
Ooh yeah.
I thought you was gonna roll right into that Diddy.
Oh no!
Whoa! Hey!
Yikes!
I got it up my system.
Yikes!
I see, because that was flawless. That was definitely thought,
and you just
gonna
ruined his
right
flawless
into
moment.
Ruined
his flawless moment.
I ain't ruined it. It's more so an acknowledgement.
Yeah,
good job,
right.
sir.
Thank you, sir. I had the purest wipe, and you just stepped on my shit.
I'm going ahead right there, right back off. But if you want it to be dirty, you can keep it there.
This is blue magic, okay? You ain't got to step on it. It's already ready. But no, some housekeeping, y'all, before we get into the swing of things here. Make sure you're following us on all of our various social media platforms at Technical File, TECKNICALFOUL, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, now that that's still around. Technical File Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. On the YouTube side of things, make sure you subscribe, like up the videos. We record this show live every Tuesday evening. So make sure you have that noti bell alerted, so that you know when we go live and you can come be part of the show. Like Dwayne in the comments right now.
What up, though?
What up, though? We're going to talk about Detroit for the show. So make sure the missus is nearby after all the last week.
We need her to come have a seat. Come have a seat at the
Come
table.
join
us.
She was in here yelling.
About them lions.
Yelling.
So before we get into our topics of the week, we are going to play the game that needs a name. If you're unfamiliar with the game that needs a name, it is a rapid fire memory based game where we select the topic. This week, we're doing wrestlers.
Wrestling.
No repeating. You get about 5 seconds to answer, and then the last person standing wins for the week. I think Eric had the idea for wrestlers this week, so we're going to start not in a reverse tech order or regular tech order. We're going to start in the middle. We're going to start
Oh, I know.
Ecotic. So we're going to go Eric, Camille, Ken, then Tim, and keep rotating around that way. So, game that needs a name. Wrestlers.
CM Punk.
Rey Mysterio.
Cody Rhodes.
The Rock.
Jey Uso.
Batista.
Kane.
Stone Cold.
Jimmy Uso.
Val Venus.
Shawn Michaels.
Bret Hart.
Spit on him. HBK.
Did someone say Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, I did.
Damn, he's out.
Owen Hart.
Kenny Omega.
Farouk.
Charlotte Flair.
Bailey.
JBL.
Sasha Banks.
Asuka.
Naomi.
Solo Sikoa.
Jay Parker.
Jacob Fatu.
Triple H.
Billy Gunn. Yeah, let's get it.
Sting.
The Road Dog, Jesse James.
MJF.
Okay. Ultimate Warrior.
Britt Baker.
Goldberg.
Adam Cole, baby.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Okay. Dolph Ziggler.
Johnny Gargano.
Damian Sandow.
Rey Mysterio.
I said that.
Fuck.
Cesaro.
Daniel Bryan.
Malachi Black.
Damn.
Chad Gable.
Ooh, Jason Jordan.
Ooh.
Bro, Matt Riddle.
Randy Orton.
Ooh.
Mick Foley.
Damn.
I said Mick.
God dang it, did you? I don't believe you said.
No. You got it.
This
You got it.
nigga. He messed up.
Keep
so-
going.
I thought somebody said Mick.
Keep going.
My bad.
Well,
Randy Savage.
Ricky Steamboat.
Ooh. Still at it.
1, 2, 3 Kid.
Ooh.
Damn. That's a good one.
Out of nowhere.
From the
Bruno San Martino.
I give you that. Bob Backlund.
Damn.
Hulk Hogan.
Boo.
Booker T.
5 times. Stevie Ray.
Jeff Hardy.
Raven.
Damn.
Crash Holly.
Bob Holly.
Okay.
Molly Holly.
Ivory.
Oh.
Hurricane.
Ooh.
You got me. You got me. You got
That's
me.
a good game. Hey,
You
this
got
my
me.
first win. What the fuck?
You got me.
Bow.
You got me.
That was a long one.
That's a good
That
one.
was a good one.
The belt is Tim's this week.
For wrestling. For wrestling.
What
He
nigga?
said
See-
1, 2, 3 kids.
So
Yeah.
Sly said X-Pac in the comment, but I couldn't say X-Pac because he already said
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 kid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they the same nigga. They the
guy.
same nigga. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a fun one. As we get started
So
here,
heavy.
shout out to the mayor. He
Shout
got
out.
us a drink for this week's episode. AJ Green, the shooting guard for the Milwaukee Bucks, had a custom beer that he made with Broken Bat Brewery, and he went out and got us a 4-pack. So cheers to Derry Bird.
A
I was gonna say,
creamy
that's the most
L.
white athlete in Milwaukee team of all time.
They
Oh,
want to get that beer.
you don't want to.
Got the W all upside down.
Yeah, see, it was all out of place and stuff like that.
He said I had nowhere to put it.
I ain't know where to put it.
This is a tasty creamy L.
Yeah, cream ale. It's very light. All right, as I said, we got some NFL to talk about. We got some NBA. We got some wrestling. So let's not dilly dally any longer. Let's get into it. This past weekend of football was interesting, one would say. We had our divisional round of the playoffs
Playoffs.
with
That'd be too late.
one upset, I would say, and then everything kind of went, well, maybe 2 upsets, depending on how you want to call it. But Tim, I'll let you.
I know. I was upset.
Well, I know there was a bunch of people that was kind of upset about this Chiefs versus Texans game. For one, Chiefs won 23-14, but they can't keep getting away with this, bro.
Houdini of Hardcore.
Is it Houdini or is it just you pay him up? 'Cause
You think
we can't get fined, but damn, even on the other side, every time D'Amico Ryans looked up, there was a flag flying. You see Mahomes flopping. Why are you flopping?
That was a great issue.
I will say Mahomes definitely sells it.
Like, dog, you
He
already
sells
get the
it.
calls.
Like-
They gave you a roughing the passer
They gave-
when they hit each other.
The
They
first
barely
one,
nicked him.
the first one with Will Anderson, I was like, that shouldn't be
Yeah,
roughing.
that was
that
bull.
wasn't at all.
That was bull too.
And like I have more issue. Like it's flopping, but also it's you play with the rules to the point where it's
Mhm.
like you know that they can't hit you if you
Mhm.
do a certain thing, but you
Yep.
wait till the last possible minute to do it, where they really can't
Mhm.
change the
Yeah.
direction they're going. But you know you're gonna get the call anyway because 1, you're a quarterback, and 2, you Patrick Mahomes.
I was
So
just going to say.
it's like he's gonna get lit up one of these days because he's gonna play with fire, and he's gonna get burned.
And the refs letting them like stop bailing him out, bro.
I
Well, that's
hear
the
you.
thing. Like it was, I don't remember which game it was. It was number 4 on one of the teams, but it was a cornerback, and he like lit a receiver up. And I was just thinking, I'm like, I know you're trying to legislate that out the game, but sometimes you just gotta do it so that they fear you coming across the middle.
Right.
And I think that, as long as you don't get ejected for it, like there may be something to that with Mahomes, where it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna take the 15 for this because I got a clear shot on him,
Mhm.
and he's not gonna do that shit again.
It's to send the message in that game.
Exactly. Like I'm not saying hurt him. I'm just saying like
Yeah.
if he wants to play those games with the sideline or with sliding, like just go for it. Like
He wait till the very last second to
The
slide.
very last.
I can't remember which quarterback it is. It's one of the rookies, I believe, this year. Was it Drake? Either this year or last year in college. Took off, and he did a fake slide, and as soon as he's about to go down, popped back up and just took off. And,
Mhm.
yeah, I can't remember who it was for sure. I want to say it's Drake May, but it may not have been, so I'm not gonna throw that on his name.
But the point remains that quarterbacks
stop doing
play,
that shit,
they
bro.
play around.
And if you do, ref, don't bail him out. You see what the hell they doing. Don't bail him out.
Now, all that said is true in regards to how Mahomes be pimping the refs and whatnot. But but let's not also point out the fact that the Texans also just had some breakdowns.
Yeah, they
like
did.
Special teams, the Chiefs were
For
better
sure.
with their special teams.
Yes,
unit.
they were.
They kept leaving Travis Kelce open that ran. I'm like,
That was pissing me off.
Bro,
I was like, how
why?
could he get this wide open, fam?
the touchdown that he threw when he was getting tackled, falling
Yeah.
forward, and Kelsey standing there wide
Wide
open.
open.
I'm
It's
like, good
ridiculous,
Lord,
man.
bro. Y'all just keep leaving him. They kept losing him.
That was ridiculous.
Like, the
once-
Chiefs did not put themselves, Chiefs did a good job of not putting themselves in a position to lose either.
Yeah, they didn't turn the ball over. They played complimentary football.
Mhm.
And that's why, like Dwayne's comment said, unfortunately, the Chiefs can keep getting away with it.
Yeah.
Because they are like solid. Like the offense isn't
Yeah.
what we've seen in years past with Mahomes really lighting it up. But like
They're still
their
good
other
team.
units are good. Like they
Mhm.
can play complimentary football. Shalin,
What's
what's
going
good,
on, brother?
sir? What
What
is
it do?
good?
Next game, we have the Commanders defeating the Lions.
Oh,
That
I
is
got
your
so much
upset?
joy.
Is that your upset?
So much joy. Yeah, that's the upset.
Was
What you
anybody
mean?
else upset? Do we have a Lions fan in here that may have been upset?
That's funny.
You know, Detroit already don't like us.
Hey,
I
that's
forgot.
high.
Detroit
That's
don't like
high.
us.
That's high. You
Dog
gotta
got
take the ups with the downs, my boy.
Hank Mill.
That was
You
funny.
gotta see it through.
He said he's gonna take everybody woman. Listen, the
You ain't even got
Lions.
one.
I know, right? The Lions lost in the way that they won many games this year, and I think that's part of like the joy I took in their failures. You know what I mean? Like this
Mhm.
is me being a big hater in the sense of like, yeah, I saw a
Hey,
divisional
hey, hey,
rival
hey.
lose, and it made me so happy.
That's
So
funny.
James Williams throwing interceptions. I said, yes, it's a playoff game. Put the ball in the wide receiver's hands. Yes, do it.
But Mike Jones made a good point. It's like of all the receivers in the league, like in the league with George Pickens, like he might have the worst decision making of any receiver, and that's who you trust to throw a pass off his back foot
Mhm.
in a do or die drive in a playoff game. Like
Nuts.
maybe
I
love
mean,
it.
he floated it right to him. Too.
Right to him.
I was like, damn. Oh man, you could have just kept that and ran.
Shalin added that he's upset that we were the best division in football. Not one of us could make it to the championship round.
Not a win.
let alone the
be
championship.
like
Right?
that.
Nobody can win.
Not a win.
0-3.
0-3. When I think they lost 3 games to teams outside of the division all season.
Man, they were like 40-11 or something like that combined heading into the playoffs.
Crazy.
0-3. Does that change how y'all look at the NFC North at
No.
all?
No.
Because the Lions were beat
Not for
up.
me.
So I feel like they'll be healthier coming back.
Mhm.
They will still be a good team.
Minnesota was always
Minnesota was. I never believed in them as long as Sam Darnold was their quarterback.
And Sam Darnold looked like Sam Darnold.
Mhm.
And so with Minnesota, it's more so: do you roll with JJ or do you try to roll that into a top pick and get a quarterback?
I think they roll with JJ.
I do too.
But
It's just one of those. But Darnold had a hell of a year with
he
him.
did. It'll be interesting to see if they bring him back for one more year. Like, but I don't know if
Depending
Darnold
on-
will want to do another 1 year, like a 1 year deal. Like he probably wants some more stability at this point.
I'm sure Raiders will probably pay him a pretty penny now.
Yeah.
Like teams are quarterback starved, and him having a year like he did put himself to get a Kirk Cousins type
Yeah.
contract.
Dwayne added that Minnesota wasn't supposed to be here, but it was a fun year. And I think for Vikings fans, that's probably like the outlook of it. Like
Mhm.
a real big, found money, a real surprise year. The Lions, though, that one hurts because they were expected. Number 1 seed, they were playing. And listen, the weight of playing with expectations is different. Lions fans, y'all are new to that aspect of it. As a Packers fan, let me tell you something about when you play with expectations.
It's easy.
Those playoff losses hurt
Yeah, they do.
because you expected to make it to the Super Bowl. You saw your team. You saw like it's running for us this year. We got it all together.
Every game.
And then next thing you know, in one game, it's all over. And you're just sitting there like,
Everything that went good went wrong.
went wrong. Like Jeff Goff,
Yeah.
too many turnovers.
I mean, shit, he did that during this. He's had games
And they
where
were
he-
able to overcome it.
Correct, but
They were able to overcome
that
it.
regular season shit flows right into the playoffs for everybody.
And here's the thing with that. The Lions, we know they had all the injuries on their defense, right? So as the year was going, people kept saying like, hey, are the Lions going to be able to keep this up? Because their defense taking all these hits and the defense kept responding.
They in fact did not keep getting away
Yeah,
with it.
and my whole part of it was like, I didn't think that they would. Eventually it's going to run out. Like eventually the subs ain't going to be able to continue to produce at the starter level. But the offense didn't have those same injuries on it. Like the offense was humming all year, and I kept saying, is their offense going to be good enough if they get into a shootout for them to win it? They got in one with Washington, and they could not win it. Shout out Jaden Daniels.
Dog.
Shut up.
That's a bad boy. That's a bad boy.
That boy's so cold, bro. So
good.
With Jaden Daniels, I had seen I'm pretty sure everybody kind of seen it. Hopefully, if they didn't, the VR training that he does.
I did see that, but in case someone hasn't,
in case you haven't, there's a report recently. The one I was reading was an Athletic about how Cliff Kingsbury kind of started a unique training for players, and one of the people that took advantage of it was Jaden Daniels. And now Jaden uses the VR training to kind of simulate reps, so to speak. So what he does, though, is he does it at its fastest speed. So it's like 1.75 times the speed. And so everything he's seeing is coming very quickly, which allows him to process things a lot faster. So once the game actually goes in real life, everything is slowed down drastically. That is a very innovative way of doing things. And it is also one of those, well, duh.
Like use technology
you know what I mean?
to your advantage.
And so having something like that, or him being the player that he is and saying, I attribute that to that. How big do you think this will go now as far as training for future athletes? Because Kingsbury was the one that, like, okay, I left the NFL. I took a year off. I really need to find something. I'm not coming back until I find something that I think is going to change the game or change something. In so many words. And then he came back with this. Daniels was at LSU with him. Now all of a sudden he's doing fantastic here. He's looking like one of the most polished, not just rookies, players in the NFL. I like it, but I was curious what y'all may have thought about it.
I mean, we'll see. Like, people are gonna try it because, like, anything that's successful, people try to replicate. But sometimes with sports, it's much more art than science. Where it's like something that works for a specific person, but it might not work for the next guy. It might not be replicable, like at a grander scale. But like like use as many tools as you have at your disposal, like to try to unlock certain things. Like, it's not going to make an ass quarterback great. So, like,
it might make it a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, like, it might be like some people are like more visual learners. Some people like learn through repetition. Some people learn like there are different ways to learn. So like maybe that works for Daniels because like it tapped into like the way that he
processes
things. So like, but that may not work for the next guy. Or like your seventh round quarterback, where it's like it's not the magic bullet, but like again, like any tools that you have at your disposal, like cycle through them until you find the thing that works.
And technology is becoming just a bigger part of everyday life. Like I think everyone, athletes included, need to learn how to use AI technology. I know, but it's here, right? Like we got to adapt to it. So if you can find ways for like Jaden Daniels using the VR to help simulate. If it works, then it works. Keep it rolling. Terrell Sensei added, even as a Cowboys fan, I got to tip my hat to Daniels. That man got ice in his veins. When a divisional fan says that, you know it's real. I see Marcus in the comments as well. Hey, guys, love you guys. Go, Pack, go. Always go, Pack, go. Maybe not for this guy right here.
But I appreciate the love, though.
He said it on his side.
He a fan.
Shylin added that he does not think that Goff is a playoff quarterback. I think that's a fair argument. And then Dwayne added that it should be mandatory with the very high drafted quarterbacks, or with the way that high drafted quarterbacks are treated. Give them whatever tools they can to succeed. It may not be a one size fits all thing, but it's worth a shot.
Absolutely.
Like at least give this a shot.
For sure.
Agreed. Now, I know Lions fans are sick that, their season is already come to a close. But their season coming to a close early was a benefit to the Chicago Bears fan base because they were able to get their coach quickly. They didn't have to wait.
Not at all.
They didn't have to wait. They got their guy, and Ben Johnson is leaving the Lions to head to the Bears. How are you feeling about your new head coach?
You should cater for that man.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah, we got our guy, man, and like I'm excited. Like I love. Like I know he's going to bring a different type of energy. He's going to bring a different type of vibe. Like I'm excited because we needed something, and I just hope and pray that he is the answer. He is the one that's going to help unlock this offense. He's the one that's going to help unlock, Caleb in many ways. And again, we still got a long way to go. We still have to have a strong offseason, work on our offensive line.
Yep.
But I know that he's been working on getting a good coaching staff together with him as well. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm still, being optimistic. We still got Caleb. He's still our guy, and we got a new head coach, and he's an offense guy. And like I said, I've been caping for him for a minute, like damn near the whole season almost, basically. But yeah, so I'm super excited, man. We got our guy.
Him picking the Bears shows me how much he believes in Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So at least you got a head coach that really believes in the talent of
My
y'all
boy cut his
quarterback.
hair too.
Who did? Caleb?
Mm-hmm.
He got like what he got, a fade?
He got like a little fro. Like, the ones you can use the little brush thing.
Oh, to get the
Yeah, he got that.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you a TikTok. There was a dude that does like reviews of like NFL teams, but he like makes jokes about them.
Mm-hmm.
So he was talking about Ben Johnson and how last year he could have been a head coach, but he decided to come back to the Lions because he wanted to win the chip, and then turn around and lost to Jaden Daniels,
the guy.
And so then he got pissed and was like, "I'm finna go to the Bears." Like, why? Because I'm gonna make Caleb Williams better than Jaden Daniels.
Hey, do it, goddammit.
Don't do that.
Do it.
Please don't do
Please
that.
do it.
It must have been. It was the Giants, right? That were like on the Hard Knock show where they were like Jaden Daniels, like he can't read defense or whatever.
I believe it was the Giants.
Yes, because they had him in the building. The Bears didn't bring him in at all because they were so sold on.
Yeah, we knew who our guy was.
Yeah.
I
mean, in hindsight,
not even in hindsight. Like,
in the moment, I even said this.
Yeah, like you at least bring him in the building. Like at least
he just won the Heisman.
Make sure.
Come on, bro.
Because won the Heisman before.
I hear you, but I'm like, if you had number one pick, just make sure.
Well, we knew our guy. We knew our guy before.
Do your due diligence.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
But like, why waste everybody's time?
The Bears been know what due diligence is.
You really know. We can't even spell that shit. You think we gonna do it? No.
Dilly-dillies.
Well, congrats on your new head coach. The Lions loss worked out for y'all.
Absolutely.
In that way.
Sorry, I did have one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I was bringing up the Giants thing for it. Because I'm like, that show is like the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Like we saw them go through the thought process of, we don't need Saquon. We just go ride with Danny Dimes. And then it's like Jaden Daniels, he can't read defenses. So he's off our board. Although, like, I think a little girl was like, draft day.
His son.
Yeah,
his son was like, hey, don't trade up and get him. He like, he ain't going to be there. Who else you want?
Yeah, I'm not about to make that trade.
Like, that might be the last year of Hard Knocks off.
Like, bro, every decision you made wrong was on full display. And everybody in your corner was like, this ain't the right decision, my boy. And you went against everybody every time.
I'll make the decisions around.
How the hell did we suck this year? What the fuck? Go watch the tape.
Oh, but back to divisional round games.
Game number 3. Eagles versus the Rams.
The snow globe.
The snow game. It was weird because there was no snow on the ground initially, and then all of a sudden there was snow, like 3 inches of snow on the ground by the end of the game.
That's how weather worked, man.
But Philly defeated Philly defeated the Rams
storms coming
28-22.
It was just summer 2 weeks ago.
Right. But it was so to keep it a buck. If Jaden Daniels wasn't still in the playoffs, I would be rooting for Philly.
That's fair.
Because it goes with my y'all beat us, so at least win the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit if Kansas City win. I don't give a shit if now that Lamar's out. Give a shit if Buffalo win. Like, I would root for them, but I'm gonna go with Jaden. But no, Philly ended up winning. Saquon.
He ran crazy over them, dude.
Crazy too.
They did a good job stopping the pass. The Rams did slowing down the Eagles passing attack. But it don't matter
did
when
they or did the snow and
regular season shit carried to the playoffs.
No, I think Jalen Hurts got hurt. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but to be fair though, their offense hasn't been clicking for like the last 3 weeks. Yeah, the passing game is what I mean. In like the last 3 weeks, and it continued in this game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how much the Rams stopped their passing
as
game
opposed to
like
I ain't got to do it. Right, I ain't doing this shit. I can run as much as I want to this game. Fuck what you talking about.
Averaged almost 8 yards per carry in that game.
Crazy.
He had 2 60+ yard run.
That last
I feel like that last one he kind of fucked up because like he should have did what he did.
And
the fact is where he didn't score because like that is what left the game kind of open.
Yeah, he got too excited. He was hitting his helmet while he was running to the end zone. Serial Sensei said the Rams let the hood down. It's me. It's me. I'm the hood.
That's hilarious.
They made it interesting at the end, but no,
shout out to the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams got their offense is crazy.
Yeah. And they started the year off real slow, and they found a way to build momentum and get into the playoffs. So I think they had a good year.
Jared Verse was it Verse? I think Jared Verse was the one that got hurt.
Yes.
Yeah. They sacked leader. Losing him in the game really changed that for them because their line is crazy good,
Yeah.
even without Donald. Like they figured out a way to kind of mitigate that.
Yeah, shout out to the Rams for a good season,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
we get a divisional NFC Championship game. I love that, and they split this regular season series too.
Ooh, this is gonna be a good game. I can't wait to watch
We're
this.
gonna talk about that in a second.
Damn, I'm just realizing like that's what we thought the NFC North was gonna do.
Yeah.
The East did it.
The East did it.
And last but not least, the Buffalo Bills defeated the Baltimore Ravens 27 to
Mark Andrews.
25.
I'm coming for you, nigga.
That's what everybody point to.
This has
But
been so interesting.
I think you got to have the same point. Go ahead, Ken. What's your butt?
All right, my butt is.
What?
Oh Jesus, my bad. But
Damn.
2
my
weeks you
bad.
got set up.
Jesus Christ. But no, well, I was going to the Buffalo side. I was going Josh Allen. Y'all know, like I used to talk about Josh Allen a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and no one expected them to be, especially their offense, to be as good as it
This
is,
year.
especially with everything that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
But they put a lot of sauce on my man's. Like
What you mean?
he'll do the most basic things.
Oh,
And
doing that.
and the commentators just like go nuts. So like during this game, you can kind of see where the transition happened, where we knew who the MVP was going to be, if that makes sense.
Oh,
Like
I've known that.
if Josh Allen is the MVP this season,
That'd be
I'm
nuts.
going to be.
he's going to be MVP.
That'd be
disappointed. No,
nuts.
he can't be. It's got to be Lamar.
He's
It's
going to
gotta
be
be
MVP.
Jax.
It's
And
gotta
if it
be.
ain't, give it to either Saquon or Jaden.
Bro. He did that simple 1 yard rush, bro.
Yeah.
And they made it seem like it was one of the best runs that they've ever seen by a quarterback.
Anytime a black quarterback runs as much as Josh Allen does, he a running back.
Exactly.
Josh Allen don't ever get he never gets that label.
Cam
He
Newton.
never get.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, Cam Newton was a fullback.
Same
basically.
size as
Mm.
damn near. And Cam just a big ass running back. He can throw a
Mhm.
little bit, but he's a big ass running back.
Yes, I mean,
I hate it, man.
Serial Sensei concurred that Josh Allen is getting MVP. I still think it's Lamar.
I
think it's Lamar.
I think it's still Lamar.
Josh Allen should not be top 3. No.
No, he's definitely number 2.
Yeah, what you mean?
What you mean?
I would have Saquon over him.
They're not putting a running
They're not gonna put a
back.
running back up there though.
Keep in mind too, because part of MVP is always narrative,
Mhm.
True.
and there's a good Josh Allen narrative because
Perfect.
of how the receiving core. No one
Mhm.
expected them to even be
Yeah,
good.
that's why it's like
So,
damn near a
like,
Cinderella
He
story.
did perform really well this season.
He had a hell of a year.
Like I think he's 2. I think Saquon's probably 3, but
Mhm.
the Ravens side of this, because Mark Andrews is the scapegoat.
Getting cooked.
It's
Getting
not just him. It's fans
That's-
calling in and killing Lamar. I'm sick of him. He's the same motherfucker
But
every year.
Here's the thing: everybody's talking about it's Mark Andrews as to why they lost the game, as if Lamar didn't throw an interception
Exactly, right.
right to the Bills or fumble.
And
Like
fumble. That
he
was a
had 2
stupid
turnovers
fumble.
himself.
Yeah, that
It's
fumble
not
was crazy.
just Mark Andrews.
Nope.
They were still in a
No.
position to be able to win the game
Mhm.
because they kept playing, but they made too many mistakes, and it wasn't just Mark Andrews
No.
who made the mistake.
No, and
Yeah,
then
but
what
he
it
had 2
is,
specific ones in crunch time.
And
where
yeah,
they
concurrently,
led
which is why everybody.
directly to
And that's the problem about sports fans. They normally only look at the last whatever,
'cause
and they
were still
don't
in a
think about the
position to
total.
win. Like,
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from, and I also get the other side where it's like,
It's
no,
not just
he
him.
didn't lose
Like,
the
he-
game for him, but
He messed up.
he
He sure
was
messed
the
up.
impediment. Like they still could have won the game after Lamar's fumble and after his
Mhm.
interception. They were still in a position to win the game.
Yep.
And then Mark Andrews
Fumble.
Fumble. And
which
then
was
dropped
egregious, and then dropped the pass
Dropping
that
that
would have tied
pass
the
was
game.
sick. Oh,
Like,
then
was it a
again-
perfect pass? No.
No.
Was
it hit him in the
catchable
head.
pass? Yes. Like,
He
It
catches
was
that every
catchable.
day of the week.
Yeah, exactly.
Every day of the week.
I don't think that blaming Mark Andrews for those 2 mistakes in the
I
4th
wouldn't.
quarter
It's the game. No.
negates, like pointing out what Lamar did wrong. But I
Yeah,
also don't
for
think
sure.
you'd be like, well, it's even. Like, no, because like the time and score matters. Like when
Mhm.
mistakes happen, is more like it has more of an effect on the final outcome.
It has. I can't say it has more of an effect because everything in the game leads up to it.
Okay, so say flip it to basketball. If Giannis misses 3 free throws in the first quarter, is it the same as like Dame missing 2 free throws at the end of the game? Like you like no,
if we
'cause
lost
Dame,
by 3. It changes.
if it's a 1-point loss or whatever, and like it's like Dame, you expect him to make those passes.
Mhm.
I mean, make those free throws.
Uh-huh.
True.
Just like you expect Mark Andrews to not like fight for extra yardage.
I also
And get
expect
the
the
ball.
MVP to take care of the ball.
I also expect the MVP to make free throws. Like we can go.
So I
tit for
hear
tat here.
like that's what I'm saying though, where it's like, yes, that's the point you're always going to point to, but my larger point is that it's not just that.
No.
Like it's not just Mark
not
Andrews.
that moment.
It's not that moment alone. You have to look at the game in its totality because like had Lamar not fumbled, had Lamar not threw that interception, at the end of the game, they might not have needed Mark Andrews in that situation. And that's the whole thing about sports. It's always so interesting where it's like, even when like we had the Hail Mary situation, Packers and Seahawks, and the whole world is pissed because you clearly messed up referees and that should have been a game that the Packers won. You still go back and be like, dang, had they done this better, they wouldn't even been in that position to have to rely on the refs to make the right call, although it was egregious. Like, it matters. Yes, I'm not trying to discredit that. I'm just saying, like, I want people to not say it's Mark Andrews' fault alone that they lost. He had a part in it for sure.
Big part.
Right. Definitely. But it's not just him. That's the point.
And then that play, like, that's their bread. I've been watching them a lot more this season. Like, when it comes down to them needing like a quick score, that's the play that they go to. So like it's the same exact play they ran against the Steelers. They ran it like 2 weeks ago too. Yeah. So like that's one of them plays that it seemed like defenses should be able to scheme a little bit better for because they literally do it like so much.
They catch that every day of the week.
Yeah,
the Bucs had one end of game play for the entire Bud era, and it worked. So it's like, you can know what's coming, you can't stop it. So
tush push.
I mean, yeah, it's certain plays like that. My Uncle Tony, rest in peace, Uncle Tony, when he used to play video games like the early Maddens and whatnot, he would literally just run the same play the entire game. And we knew he was going to do it. And we would get so mad, like, run a different play. And he would say, why would I if you can't stop this one?
You can't. People do it online.
Why would I if you can't stop this? The most irritating. Losing by the same play all game.
That's another one. You can't blame anybody but yourself.
But
you know what's coming.
Right. Like, stop it, bro. Figure it out.
Which adds the insult to the injury, man. The insult.
Like, you can't blame me because you suck. What you mad for?
Well, let me ask this. And Tiro Sensei added too, when Andrews tried to hit the cutback, I knew it was over.
I literally like in that split second, I was like, just go down. Just go down.
Or go straight. Yeah, there was just him and DeMar Hamlin.
He thought that on a slippery field in them conditions, he was going to be able to break outside and get extra
We're not asking you to hop left and right, Tyson. We don't need you bouncing around. Go up the fucking field. You're taught. Coaches teach your kids.
I want to say there are so many times where I'm watching NFL football where it's like they dancing, doing all this other stuff.
Get up the field.
Like too much east and west.
The best outcome is like an extra yard, and it's just like it's not even worth it. Like just go down, ball security. You got the big chunk play already. Like that's a win.
Yep.
Like don't fight for more because it's probably gonna go back.
Because he had the first down.
He was looking ahead. Then he decided, "Wow, I got his ass." No, he got your ass. Not a ball behind you.
It was a perfect punch out too.
It was beautiful.
Perfect punch
Great
out.
Defensive play.
Perfect
Beautiful.
punch out.
I'm like, dog, what the fuck?
But he never should have had the chance to do it.
And I'm a
That's
fan
a
of
fact.
Mark Andrews.
That's a
That was
fact.
the thing. Like, I had him in my fantasy for a couple years and shit like that. But he's always been a good tight end. He's been hurt recently, but he's always been a good tight end.
Yeah, he's good.
Yards after the catch is not his issue.
Ain't he the Ravens franchise leader?
He getting up there.
Yeah, he should be.
He's a really good tight end, but that wasn't it, boss.
Uncharacteristic mistake in a big moment. Well, let me ask y'all this. Now that the matchups are set for the conference championship games, the big question is, who you got? We're going to start with the NFC because I feel like the AFC game is like the bigger game with the history there. So, Commanders at Eagles, who you got representing the NFC in the Super Bowl?
Wait, can I say this?
Which one?
I got Daniels.
Ooh, you going Commanders?
I'm gonna go with
Commando.
I'm gonna go with Daniels.
Ooh, you okay?
I got the young underdog.
Why?
Ooh, excuse me. Who won the regular season matchup?
It
was 1-1.
Okay.
Both teams are hot, sure, but I feel like the Commanders is like they're every playoffs. You know, you get that one team that's kind of like
they're hot
and they clicking, and like going into the playoffs, they was clicking. So right before they got in the playoffs, they had 3 high stake ass games, 2 or 3 right before the playoffs started, where they had to close motherfuckers out. And now you're in this high stake situation the next week. And now all of a sudden you go into the playoffs. Shit, it's the same as the last 2 weeks. Now we living here. Now we done cooked them. Oh shit, number 1 seed. Now we done cooked them. They move it and they're confident. And again, with behind Daniels and Terry McLaurin is always reminds me of like a DJ Moore type. Like no matter who his quarterback is, he gets busy, bro. I like that aspect. I like the defense that they have over there in Washington. I'm gonna give Washington the edge more so because I feel like they have more chemistry and momentum right now at the moment, as opposed to Philly. Philly's still trying to figure their shit out, and they just kind of working their way through.
I feel like Philly's low key rolling themselves. To be honest with you, the only thing that's really not quote unquote working is the pass game, but it don't have to when you got Saquon. And I'm going Eagles because I don't think the Commanders can stop Saquon Barkley. Like the Commanders have been so good, and Jaden Daniels has been so special because their defense ain't been great. They got a pass rush. Yeah, they got some in their secondary, but they've been getting eaten up by the run all year. I think they're bottom in the league in rush defense.
I believe they are.
And now they're about to go against Saquon Barkley in Philly?
Yeah.
That's a tough assignment.
But if it's a shootout, you can't run all damn game.
I don't know if Philly's defense is going to allow them to get into a shootout.
Yeah, I don't see a shootout.
Like that's because you're looking at the units. Better defense, Philly. Better offense, I say like the Commanders have a better passing game,
and they got Brian Robinson.
A better running game,
and Austin Eckler.
But they still have a better running game in Philly. You can combine now.
I give you that. I give you the running game.
And they got Jalen Hurts.
They got hurt. That's why I give you the running game. But the passing game is where I think that's going to make the difference. Then I will give it to the Commanders.
But like the Eagles have a good second, like they can stop the pass, but the Commanders can't stop the strength of the Eagles offense. So like. For me, I'm going Eagles because I don't think the Commanders are going to be able to stop Saquon.
Fair enough.
Who you got?
I'm going Eagles just for that same reason. I don't feel like Saquon ain't going to be stopping no time soon.
Who you got?
I don't really care. And like I always go off of vibes. Like it's not even like, there's no type of analysis here. But because we've already seen Chiefs and Eagles in the Super Bowl recently, let me get the other two.
That's fair. Okay. I see Dwayne in the comments said he needs the Commanders Chiefs Super Bowl.
I was telling somebody yesterday, I'm like, it's to the point now where I'm rooting for Kendrick in the Super Bowl. Like that's where my rooting interest lie.
And Serial Sensei said at this point, I need whoever comes out of the AFC to win. That's that hate in your heart as a Cowboys fan. I respect it. So let's
nobody in the NFC.
Right.
just take the other side.
So let's talk AFC. Chiefs, Bills. The fourth time in the playoffs. Who y'all got?
White quarterback.
Who?
White quarterback.
I wouldn't even use you saying that.
Me either. I said, wait,
I had to repeat it. I really was like, hold on.
So he going Bills. Ken, who you going with?
I'm going Bills too, Josh Allen.
Bills. Tim?
MVP.
Niggas not the MVP.
I'm going Chiefs.
Chiefs, okay. This is a tough one. I think I'm going Bills this year, but I'm not sure if that's more so me really believing the Bills can do it or just me being like,
sick of the Chiefs.
I don't want the Chiefs to keep getting. We're at that point. They in Patriots level of like. But here's a fun fact. I wonder if y'all can guess this quarterback. We know Josh Allen has lost 3 times to the Chiefs in the playoffs. There is one quarterback who has lost to the same team in the playoffs 4 times. Can you guess that quarterback?
Josh Allen.
The bell?
Where's the bell?
She
I literally just said 3. And then okay. No, it's not Josh Allen.
Can you give me an era?
He was in the 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. He played last season, actually.
He played last
Joe
season.
Flacco?
No.
Who retired?
I didn't say he retired. I said he played this year.
Oh, I thought you.
He played
last year.
He played last year. He played this year.
This past season.
Okay. Yeah, this past season.
Shit, it still could have been Joe.
It's not
Aaron Rodgers.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
San Francisco?
He lost to the San Francisco 49ers 4 times
Yeah.
in the playoffs.
Yeah, I remember.
I had asked Nolan that at home, and I was like, "Can you guess the? He's like Aaron Rodgers."
I thought you said lost to the same quarterback 4 times. That's why
I said lost to the same team.
What
One quarterback
quarterback
has lost to the same team 4 times.
Then I missed team, so it's what quarterback lost 4 times.
But
We
even
know
still,
y'all
the
answer
answer
this
wasn't Josh Allen because I had already told you it was 3 times for him.
Or Joe Flacco.
Okay, we can move on. Let's get to some basketball.
Oh wait, sorry, one last football thing.
Go ahead.
Shout out to this is from the Ravens Twitter account. Shout out to Bills Mafia for showing support to our guy Mark Andrews and donating to the Breakthrough T1D organization, which works towards curing and improving the lives of those dealing with type 1 diabetes. So
So they're doing that because he lost? Because he's the reason, quote unquote, that they won?
I
They showing
guess.
they-
But
It could be a
also
big-
because he getting like ate up online.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, they killing him. He
That's
getting
But
cooked
the Bills
online.
fan base is always
Yeah,
like,
they're
coming
solid.
together to do stuff.
They're solid.
They're gonna kill themselves like flipping through tables, but they're a solid bunch.
Let's head over to NBA and talk about all stars because we got our last
Yep.
fan
Voting
totals
closed yesterday.
yesterday. Yep.
So I think we get starters this week.
Thursday is announced on TNT by Mr. Ernie Johnson.
Y'all know how it works. We have 5 players from the East, 5 players from the West. It is a combination of the fan vote,
50%.
player vote, and the media vote.
50% fan vote, 25% player, 25% media.
Yep. And they vote for 3 front court players and 2 guards, or 2 backcourt, I should say. So I guess just give me your East and West starters.
Okay.
You want to start?
We going East first?
East.
Yeah, I'll go East.
All right, who you got?
So I'm gonna go Donovan Mitchell, Brunson, Giannis, Tatum, and Anthony Towns.
I have the exact same. The exact
Never
same.
give them the card.
Yeah, that's the exact same starting 5 I have in the East.
I'm gonna be a homer and give me Dame
Okay.
and Mitchell, Giannis, Tatum, and give me Cat.
I feel like the front court is locked.
Give me the
Give me
cat. Give me the cat. Lord Jesus.
Sound like Webby in this motherfucker.
Girl, give me that.
That is a wild
It really is.
song.
I listened to it. Yeah.
Okay,
Did not make that song in 2025.
Absolutely.
Giannis, Tatum, and Cat is unanimous.
Yep.
The only player that I'll switch at point guard outside of
Backcourt.
backcourt outside of, I'll take Brunson and LaMelo.
So you think that LaMelo, because he is the number
Leader in the
one
fan
vote
vote.
getter for the fan vote from last returns that we saw
Oh, was he?
of backcourt
Okay.
guards. So you think that he's going to get enough?
Wait, are these predictions
good
or
question.
who are our starters?
That's a good question. So are you doing that based on like who you just think should start, or are you doing that based on who you think is going to actually get in? That's a
No,
great
who I
question.
think I should.
Why LaMelo?
That motherfucker been hooping,
They
bro.
have won like
They
10
are.
games.
I hear
I
you.
can't give it off.
But it's not his fault.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
He gotta
sorry.
play
Like
defense
you
too,
can't. Like I'm.
which he
And he
doesn't.
does not a
You-
lick. Like I
It's
can't.
kind of like the Dame thing. Like you got,
No.
you have to offset it with the offense.
But at least they've been a winning team. Like I can't. I'm sorry. All Star, your team got to win.
That's fair.
You got to.
That's
win.
fair. Then I'll give it to Brunson. Brunson and Mitchell.
Shout out to LaMelo though. I do. I
Like,
still love
I mean,
watching
they're-
LaMelo.
He having a year, but they
It's
do
empty
stuff.
calories though.
You don't think he can do it with anybody?
It's not that, but his play doesn't equal team success.
At this point in his career, he's
Shit,
not.
I mean, they still building a team for him. To be fair,
Yeah.
Well, like
And they've had injuries.
I guess the
and all
point
that.
being though, like, is LaMelo wouldn't be able to play this way on a team that is winning
No.
you don't think so? You
Oh,
think
no.
they would? You think they would change his play style or the way
because
he?
he has to have the ball so much to play the way that he does, and that means that he's dominating the ball to a point where it's like nobody else can get their shit off essentially. And it's like you need somebody that's gonna run off, like especially when it's your point guard. Like you need somebody that's gonna run offense and get everybody else involved. Like yeah, he gets assists, but it's like
I was like, he still
It's in a
still
way-
moves that mug, but they really do be tricking on him too. Like
They've had
it's hard.
terrible injury luck.
Yeah.
Like Brandon Miller is out now indefinitely, and they just can't seem to get who they think their core is going to be on the court together at the same time.
Mhm.
Like Mark Williams came back,
Yeah, Brandon.
and then Brandon Miller out. Like it's, and then LaMelo's been
And
having
he's
his
also last
injuries up and down. Like it's tough in Charlotte, but they've been on a little win streak of late. I think they've won their last 3 straight games now, and I think that's what. Maybe I undersold them at 10 victories. Maybe they got like 14, 15. But
Because it was single digits recently.
check.
uh,
But who y'all got?
anyway,
Who you got in the West?
Um,
Yeah, Charlotte has won 11 games.
yeah,
Okay.
They are 11, 12,
Yeah.
13th in the East. That not an all. No all star.
Okay.
yeah. It's I know the fan vote is
Half.
so it's not.
And I can't see players because the last returns it was LaMelo was number 1 guard, 2 was Mitchell, 3 was Dame, 4 was Brunson.
But he was coming up on him.
And I feel like players and media are going to give Brunson,
The push because
The push.
yeah, he is.
and he deserves it.
I
Yeah,
think she
he
was
do.
Melo averaging 30 and 8.
Empty.
30 is a lot.
11 wins.
Here you go.
He want to die on
Wait,
this
wait,
hill.
wait.
I don't know
I
why.
got.
I don't know why you want to die on this.
I'm
hill.
not dying on
Of
the.
all
I'm just
of
saying,
them.
like he's
not
Think
more
about it this
deserving
way.
than the other dudes.
We just talked about it. I don't know if that was on the show before, but Bradley Beal averaged 30 in Washington for a shitty team, and he's
That's
averaging
true.
17 now on the
Yeah.
team that's supposed to be good, which isn't. But
We love him, LaMelo.
yeah, the
Yeah.
point being, like, he
Ain't no
can't
hate.
play the same way when he's playing with other good players.
He has a selfish style of play.
I mean,
It's
'cause
fun
didn't
to
they say that
watch.
about Harden?
Has
Harden is
won?
better than LaMelo, one,
Yeah.
and also
I mean, but for a while they were saying the way he plays, he can't play with nobody else.
But they're also saying he can't win playing the way that he play, and he ain't got
He ain't
no
won
titles
shit.
to his name.
Yeah, I was like, he
This is
still
true,
ain't been
too.
winning shit.
I mean, at least he won the
That's
regular
fair.
season.
But I
Like,
mean,
That's
but
fair.
but Harden, at least with him leading the team, his team won.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's a difference.
Yeah, it's
too when
different.
they're
You
playing.
putting up 30 and then y'all got 30 something. You in like at least 30 something wins or something like that. Yeah, for sure. But not with
But not-
not with 11 wins, man.
Yeah.
You can't even get looked at. I'm sorry.
I agree. And again, love
Yeah,
LaMelo.
Yeah, I love this nigga. Like it ain't. You know,
I just
definitely never no hate.
West.
I'll go. So boy first. I got Curry, Shea, LeBron James,
LeBron James.
KD, and the Joker.
My question is, can Wemby slide into the starting lineup?
I thought you said as a guard. I'm like, you stretching it.
Oh no.
Gotta be.
I'll say yes because I got him as a starter. I got Jokic, Wembanyama, and Anthony Davis actually.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like LeBron hasn't been that strong this season,
It's LeBron though.
and he's going to be.
Yeah,
a
that's what I'm
starter.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
He's
But
not
you
one of
don't
my
think
starters.
that you got it. I feel it. Tim, what about you?
Jokic is a given.
Yep, I agree.
For sure.
That's on
Shay's
everybody
a
list.
given.
Everybody list.
For sure.
Them the two for sure.
Yeah, like-
Mhm.
no
Easy
argument.
money.
Yeah, for sure.
A part of me want to argue Ant
Edwards
As a
Yeah.
starter.
as a second guard or
Mhm.
backcourt.
as one of the guards. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I got some slander.
But I think they've been struggling recently, haven't they? Like they went on a nice little
They've been
dry
struggling all
spell.
season.
They've
I was
been,
just
they've
gonna
been
say,
up
Like he
and
no, it
down.
started hot. Like he started hot as shit, and they
Team
looked
been
okay.
struggling, though.
But then like I know they hit a dry spell for a minute because I think they were under 500 for a minute.
They've been up and down. Like they're a game over 500 right now.
They finally
Like,
see
yeah,
what
because
they
I
got
remember
around
they was hot and then they weren't. Then I'm like,
Up and down.
But,
throughout the year.
he's kind of cooled off too.
What are they over their last 10?
Randall is
5 and 5 over their
himself.
last 10. That feels right. That feels
It's gonna
right.
be Steph, so we'll just do Steph and Shea,
Mhm.
Jokic.
Mhm.
Yeah, them other four, the front court's kind of weird.
I'll give
in
you
a way.
Davis. I'll give you
You go on
Davis.
AD, so you would Eric on AD.
Yeah, and Vic. I gotta go with
Okay.
Wemby. But on speaking of Wembanyama, I love the fact that Chris Paul is there.
Yes.
Did you see the clip of him putting Wemby's hands on the ball when he
Yeah,
was
for
on
the jump ball. Like you be the one who
How
jumped.
many people think of that shit?
Not many.
In the like his basketball IQ has always been crazy,
Not many. Yeah.
but like shit like that, and be like, maybe I should put my hands on the ball.
Why you gotta get mad?
Because next time he ain't gonna have to tell his ass. Next time he'll put his big ass hands on the ball.
So
Well, I mean, like Chris Paul is one of like 5 players in the history of NBA that would have
Thought about
processed that quickly.
Correct.
Sized up the fact that I don't want to jump against whoever it was that he was tying up against. Like, your big ass is right here. Grab the ball. Like it reminds me of like that time where he was like pointing like to DeAndre Jordan, like shoot the ball. Like it's just like he processes stuff so much
quick.
faster than anybody else. So like I'm not gonna put that on Wembanyama where like he should have known. It's like he
I
just
wouldn't have
didn't-
thought about that.
No, it's just been like, oh, just grab the ball. Like
So my West starters, SGA for sure. I'm giving it to Steph because the Warriors have been mid, but they've only been mid because Steph Curry is still Steph Curry. And he's not even Steph Curry every night.
No.
And on the nights where he's not Steph Curry, they really don't have a chance to win.
Wizards says.
Like, not a chance. No chance in hell. Like, if Steph ain't Steph, it's difficult for the Warriors to win. I think he earned that one. Nikola Jokic in the front court for sure. I got KD and LeBron here, but those feel more like legacy picks for me more than anything else.
It's kind of crazy we aging out of that.
This era is about done. And who's next? Well, we know who next. We see
Yeah,
them
they
coming up.
already here.
They here.
Yeah, they here already.
They here,
I mean,
but
technically, who's next is Jokic and Giannis, but I get your point.
And how much longer they got? Oh my God, we can all.
Yeah.
Giannis is 30. Like,
Damn. Damn.
I still can't believe that LeBron entered the league my freshman year in high school.
Yep.
still going.
And he is still hooping.
Yo,
That's nuts. All right. It'll be interesting to see who the actual starters are, though, for the.
You know what's
LeBron already done. Oh, I don't think I gave my guards, but it's Steph and Shea.
okay.
You know what's interesting? Speaking of aging and things like that, this is gonna
Oh,
be
boy.
hate. I'm gonna let y'all know right now.
Go ahead, old man.
Who's he right now? Like, I'm trying to predict.
Jalen Hurts
Okay.
and Jaden Daniels. We talking about aging and getting old.
Uh-huh.
Has gone from being born to being players in the NFL on the verge
I
of
know where you're
making
going.
the championship game. And the goddamn Cowboys still ain't made that motherfucker that entire time.
He couldn't. He just couldn't help
He couldn't
himself.
help it. We in NBA. He
That
in
whole
NBA.
time. We was talking about age, and it just I remember.
Yeah. Sorry, tweet.
I remember.
So I just had to let y'all know if y'all didn't know.
Oh, I said I had slander for Ant. Anthony Edwards is now
Oh, no.
0 for 12 on go-ahead/game tying field goal attempts in the final
shit.
5 seconds of fourth quarter or overtime. LeBron's the only other player with more attempts without a make of 19
Hey, man, you
since
ain't
Ant was drafted.
Nigga, did not have to bring LeBron into this.
I'm trying to get context. Somebody I'm surprised wasn't right there with him is Jason Tatum, because that brother is anti-clutch too.
Yeah.
Like, I can set my watch by Jason
That's
Tatum
funny.
breaking, fading,
Mid-range.
He's got. That's part of why I thought they played better last season, because he wasn't taking no shots as often. I'm like, brother, that's not your ministry.
That's his bailout shot.
Please stop. He think he Kobe is so bad, but
He really
you
do.
ain't good at that shot.
When they hold him up, that's when he go to that shot, and that's when he also flails and he flops because he wants that call on that shot. That shot ain't it. That's
It ain't
that's
his
his
ministry.
true bailout shot.
It ain't his ministry.
And I'm not to the point where it's like a thing, but I'm keeping my eye. Like, Boston has not been
Boston ain't the
solid,
last
the
3
last
weeks.
month essentially. Like, I think they're 8-8 in their last 16.
9-8 now because they beat the
yeah.
brakes off the Warriors yesterday.
Well, that barely counts.
They won by like 45.
No, I'm saying beating the Warriors barely
Oh
counts.
yeah.
But yeah, like, so they're not, things aren't humming the way people thought going into the season. But yeah, like, I think I watched the end of that Atlanta game Friday night, sometime over the weekend, and that was just a masterclass of
Tricking
how
it
to
off.
not finish the game. Like, Drew Holiday committed a stupid ass foul on a 3-pointer.
Yep.
They missed free throws at the end, and then Jason Tatum went into his Kobe bag and
That's not a bag that he should be digging into. Let me ask y'all this question. It is January 21st, 2025.
Already.
We are halfway through the NBA season.
And end of January.
Most teams have played at least 41 games at this point, halfway through.
Mhm.
The 76ers are currently 15-26. I believe they are 11th in the East. Yes, still 11th in the East. They're playing against Denver tonight, a team that has found their mojo, and they are starting to roll. The big three of Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey have only played 10 games together so far this season. And keep in mind, if they don't start playing better, their first round pick goes to OKC if it's not in the top 6.
we'll talk about not getting away with it.
Boy.
Is it premature to say that the Sixers season is already over?
Given the status of Joel Embiid's knee,
Yeah.
No, it's not premature, because I don't think that there's any way of fixing that in season that allows him to return to form and play enough games to dig them out of his hole. Because, like, when he plays, like, they're still a decent enough team. It's just he doesn't play.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's already not playing back-to-backs, which they have a ton of coming up.
Mm-hmm.
He's ruled out anyway, so it don't really matter. But, like, he's not playing back-to-backs. Paul George is a shell of his former self.
Say that again.
Yeah. And
You ain't gonna say it again for him?
One more time.
I think his jollies off to me.
Ah!
Not the Jollies.
Hey, I got you, Ken. Paul George is a shell of his former
Oh,
self.
thank you, sir.
Why you say it in that voice?
I guess to get his Jollies.
All right, man. Enough about jolly.
Ain't that a soda
not,
brand too?
not my Jolly.
Ain't,
Not my
Yeah.
Jolly.
ain't that the bootleg
It's the
soda
pop.
Jolly?
Hey, that Jolly Good used to hit. Though. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna lie,
Jolly
too.
Good.
That Jolly Good used
So
to hit.
Charlotte asked the question I've been asking, not asking, but wondering why it hasn't been asked all season, which is anyone else think Joel wants out this year?
Because they love Philly.
They hate Milwaukee and they hate Giannis.
But it's like this is the season that if you listen to the media, you would think that the Bucks are having, where like they have no shot and they haven't played good basketball all season. But for whatever reason, I mean, part of it is because don't nobody want Joel Embiid because he's damaged goods
Yeah,
at this point.
Yeah.
But it's like it's not even remotely a part of the conversation, which is frustrating.
It's strange. It's
Like
strange.
I just saw a Photoshop about like the Warriors don't want to make an in-season trade because they monitoring the Giannis situation. It's like
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Yeah.
It never
But
ends.
nobody's saying shit about Joel.
What in
That's
the
wild.
world?
Giannis will be back on a Laker jersey by the end of this year. He'd be on every jersey.
I just
I didn't seen him in an OKC jersey.
I don't want to talk about it no more. Cause what? We talking about how Philly sucks right now.
That's right.
like having Giannis on the team is like dating a baddie, where it's just like you always got to keep an
Somebody
eye out.
always
Gotta
wanted-
keep- somebody always wanted.
What movie was that when brother walked in? I always gotta fight for my love. Every night I gotta fight for my
Yeah,
love.
what was that?
Oh,
That's what Leon was in it, I think.
Motherfucker.
Was it 5 Heartbeats?
Was that
Was it
Black Dynamite? Oh, okay.
No, I'm thinking
I thought it was
of
a singing
5
movie.
Heartbeats.
It was a
I
singing
think because they did the things like do the shy guy routine.
movie.
I think it
Yeah,
is.
that's
Yeah.
Heartbeats, yeah.
Every night I gotta
Hey,
fight to prove
Black
my
Dynamite
love.
though is one of the funniest movies ever, fam.
But Black Dynamite,
That shit
I sell
hilarious.
drugs.
I sell drugs.
Challenge at the Temptations. I don't remember.
That
Oh,
was
the
not. It was not the.
Temptations?
I can tell you
It was a
that
singing movie. It was.
if there
some
is
niggas singing.
one movie
Niggas was ooh yeah.
that Camille Monet Davis knows, it is the Temptations, and it is not in that movie. It is not that one. I'm pretty sure it's the 5 Heartbeats, but I think
feel y'all just some fake ass tips in search of a David Ruffin. That's the Temptation.
why you always on the road? Like that's Temptations. But no, I think Philly's just in a precarious situation because it's like, can you get bad enough to keep your first round draft pick at this point? Which I don't think they can.
No.
Because the bottom of the league is the
bottom is the bottom.
Yeah.
Like they're in 11, so
I
like
think
they still
shit,
have
they
a
chilling
shot
right there
at
with the bottom.
But they're not going to be able to beat, like, Utah has 10 wins. They're active. They rested Colin Sexton yesterday. They had been off 2 nights before that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's shameless.
like it's the tank is real in Utah.
When I talking about AJ, yeah, because Utah wants AJ bad.
AJ who?
What's his name? But that's next year, ain't it?
Who you
Number
Who
one
you
pick.
talking about?
Diving. I don't know how to say his last name.
Oh, you talking about the draft? We
Yes.
want to draft.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I surely know.
I mean,
Everybody wants him
remember
back.
I
I
had
was
mentioned
gonna
it
say,
before, like
not AJ Green.
the connection. But yeah, Utah.
But no, I think Philly's in the no-win situation right now because they're too good to really bottom out. Which, wow, like kind of like how the Bulls for years have been like, you ain't bad enough to be at the bottom, but you ain't good enough to really win. So it's just really sad for Philly.
When they played the Bucks the other day, I was
like who?
surprised at the G League team that they're trying out right now. Like, granted, like a lot of their bets are out right now, so like they didn't have Embiid, didn't have Paul George, didn't have Kyle Lowry, didn't have Caleb Martin,
Didn't have Drummond, didn't have Yabusele.
Yeah.
Like they,
So, but
Still
like they
got punched on by a random. What the fuck was that?
it had NBA players who it is.
Right. But yeah, I just didn't realize how bad they got. And then, granted, if they get those guys back, even Sands and B, like I think that's at least good enough to be a
Competitive.
play-in team. Because I think are the Bulls still in the top 10?
Yep, they're 10.
I think the Bulls will be making some moves to get out of that get out of that area. So I think that
Are they
opens
finally
a
giving it
spot.
up?
We'll see.
I mean, Vucevic is in trade talks. Like if they can find a way to get rid of Levine, like they will.
Levine having a great year too, career year.
Mhm.
All right, that's all I wanted to know in regards to Philly. Keep your eye on Philly, y'all. People need to talk more about what's going on in Philly.
Do you gotta?
Yeah. So the Phoenix Suns are trading their 2031 wait. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, try it again.
You want me help?
Unprotected. My bad.
He got it. He got it.
First to the Utah Jazz and for 3 first-round picks. Do you think they're making this move so they can go ahead and get Jimmy Butler?
One, yes.
Mhm.
Like I don't think you make that trade unless it's specifically to use those first round picks and
To have more
subsequent
ammo.
trades. Like my suspicion is that at least one of those picks goes with Bradley Beal wherever they can convince him to waive his negative trade clause,
Mhm.
and the other two go to Miami to get Jimmy. With that being said, Mark Stein, among others, has been reporting recently that the Bucks are
No.
involved in the trade discussions, but they're actually targeting Bradley Beal instead of Jimmy Butler.
And then
I just want to say,
And then I open up my
Hell
phone.
no.
The first thing I see, Bradley Beal is open to waiving his no
No.
trade clause to join the Bucks.
John Horst, Jimmy Haslam,
Y'all better
Wes
not.
Edens,
Y'all
whoever,
better not.
Nick Monroe, anybody that's involved in
That's
the Bucks.
Make it happen.
No,
Make
Don't.
it happen.
No.
because here's my thing, right? Like
No.
I probably landed. I'm like 51-49. Would I give up Chris Middleton for Jimmy Butler?
Yeah. Okay.
And it depending on the day, I don't know which side I'm falling.
Okay. I'll give you that.
But there's no way in hell that I'm
Mm-mm.
breaking up
Nope.
one, the chemistry, and two, the locker room. Just like I don't want to pair
No.
Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard in the same backcourt.
Absolutely
Mm-mm.
not. You trying to get cooked.
And
So what you gonna move AJ to the Ajax to the
shit.
bench?
I mean, I don't care about that. I just don't want like I
I
don't
don't-
want Bradley Beal here. Period.
Bucket.
Like
Period.
it don't like there's no
Mm-mm.
permutation of this roster that is better with Bradley Beal as he's playing currently
Facts.
than just the institutional knowledge of Chris Middleton. Like I don't
Facts.
care if he only plays every other game. Like I would much rather have the connection he has with Giannis than bringing in Bradley Beal, who is probably the same level of player at this point, if not worse. And also is acclimating to a new system and like is frustrated because he's not starting in Phoenix and is going to create the same problems that he had in Phoenix, which is he's not a good third option. So it doesn't make sense. Like
Think of the draft picks.
No.
no, I don't give a fuck about a draft pick.
Think of
Like,
the
I
picks.
want,
We can't draft.
Think of the picks.
I don't,
That part too. Serial Sensei said Camille looking like you better not put this man on my team.
Bro.
Listen,
She hurt my
listen.
feelings, bro.
I didn't want Bradley Beal when he was still in Washington
Mm-mm.
averaging 30. When people were having the conversations then before Chris Middleton lost both his ankles.
Mm-mm.
And people were having the conversation of, oh, you should trade Beal for Middleton, get Middleton. No.
No.
I want the taller wing who could play better defense at that point. We
probably
know
still
Chris-
can.
Yes. And on top of that, too, when you talk about locker room chemistry, I don't know if y'all saw the article or people pointing it out, but like they have pointed out that Bradley Beal ties his shoes an ungodly amount of times during the game. There was a play in the game right before he got benched. I forget who was bringing the ball up, but they were getting trapped, right? The player looks over to Bradley Beal like, hey, here's my outlet. Let me try to get the ball to Bradley Beal. At the moment when the player looks over, Bradley Beal has bent over tying his shoe because he's checked out in that position. He's tying his shoe. You can see on the
These damn
sideline.
shoestrings will
You can
stink.
see Mike Budenholzer looking at the ball, seeing his guy trapped. You see him look to see where his player is looking like, okay, the ball should go here to Bradley Beal. He sees Bill tying his shoe and Bud just throw his arms up. Like,
This nigga.
the very next game he was benched. Like the
That's
attitude,
crazy.
The attitude, like Chris Middleton has taken the benching gracefully. He understands, like I'm doing whatever I can for the team. As Eric pointed out, institutional knowledge, the playmaking. I think that's the biggest thing for Chris Middleton, especially when he's running with second
I'm gonna
unit.
say the leadership in the second unit.
Like you need him.
It's a lot of shit.
He's really like the Bucks' backup point guard. And Bradley Beal cannot fill that role. We don't know. No, I know the offense has been having some struggles, but Bradley Beal is not the answer. I do not want Bradley Beal on this team. And if the Bucks make that move, y'all better check on me because I'm gonna be pissed.
Hopefully it's a reroute.
If they do that, you better check on John Horst because he's gonna be
Reroute. It's just a
fine.
reroute. It's just a quick.
The only way I want to see the Bucks in that trade conversation is they're in it as the third or fourth team to find a way to get rid of Pat Connaughton or Marjon Beauchamp or somebody like that to free up a roster spot so they can give Ryan Rollins a standard contract. That's priority number one for me at this trade deadline.
I don't even want anybody talking to Bradley Beal about waiving his no trade clause.
Don't worry about
I don't
it.
want
Keep
to know.
Don't come here.
Don't put that.
Keep it.
Don't
put
come
that
here.
idea in his head. Like actually, he was just talking shit over the summer. Like, oh, they disloyal, and I didn't even want to go there. Like,
All right, for sure.
because they were getting rid of Middleton, so which would be the same thing. Exactly.
It's the same shit.
So Shaolin,
Let me
like
worry
you
about
asked, are we willing to give up Middleton for anybody? Like, yeah, like depending on the day, Jimmy possibly. Like, I don't like what he's doing in Miami, but like the fact that I know that he is still Jimmy Butler, or at least
When he
like
wants to be.
90% of Jimmy Butler when he wants to be, and I think that if he's willing to slot in as the third option behind Booker and Durant, there's no reason why he wouldn't be willing to do that behind Dame and Giannis. Like, I at least have hope there. Whereas, like with Bradley Beal, like not only do you have the issues that are forcing the Suns to look elsewhere for a third option, but you also then inherit the no trade clause that he has on his contract. So then, if you want to pivot off of Bradley
He's
Beal,
getting paid so much money.
Yeah.
He's not worth that
but
contract.
if you want to pivot off of him afterwards, like say it doesn't work out, you're gonna be in the same position that the Suns are in right now, where like they want to make a move and can't because he's not willing to go.
I want
just
no
anywhere.
parts. No parts, y'all.
It's just it will be the stupidest fucking move, especially like when they started to click. Like
right.
the post cup little malaise that they were in was partially because like they all got sick. So like I'm willing to chuck out that stuff and like just look at like in the last 30 games, I think they have like the second or third best record in the entire NBA. So it's like,
I mean, you can even go boil down. If you take out the 2-8 start, the Bucks are 22-9 since that 2-8 start, which I believe is the third or fourth best record over the league since that point. So like they've had ups and downs, yes, but there is and I do think they need to make a move. Like if they can find a way to get an athletic big to add into their rotation, maybe find a way to get Bobby out of here.
if the alternative is Bradley Beal, don't make a fucking move. Like don't touch anything. just wave DeLon Wright, sign Ryan Rollins,
and keep it.
Honestly, if you want to wave Marjon Beauchamp and sign Thanasis too, I'm fine with that too. Like those are the only two moves where I'm like, okay, like I'm good with that because it's like just don't touch it because like you actually have something that's working right now.
Yeah, they're starting to figure it out. So yeah, I can't talk more about that because I feel like we're gonna talk it into existence, and I will lose my mind. They might be on Locked On Bucks, and I'm gonna have to be sitting there like, oh well, you know,
I don't want to hear you say a single positive, like optimistic word about it. Like if they do that, kill them.
They're gonna be
or
texting
tag
me,
me in,
listen,
and I'll
boss, I'll guest star this week.
Yeah, like I know Frank will.
Oh, Frank gonna handle it. Frank gonna handle it.
I'm not even worried about it. But I don't want you caping for him. Like no,
I don't think I can. I don't think I have it in me. But let's go to some wrestling talk. I can't. I'm too against the Bradley Beal move. I'm low key against the Jimmy Butler move as well. But you can talk me into that more than you can Bradley Beal. But let's talk wrestling. We got an announcement. Eric made the announcement last week, but just a reminder, y'all.
The 2025 Technical Foul Royal Rumble pool is now open. You can go to our social medias and comment on the post if you want to enter. I would say enter in the comments now, but like I would have to
do it. We'll keep track. We got it. It's enough of us here.
Fine. Do it in the comments if you want to be entered in.
Just make sure you get a confirmation from us when you enter. One
thing I forgot to put into the post, which I'll edit to update, you have to be following our social media to enter. Mm-hmm. But what the Royal Rumble pool is that you enter in, we give people assigned numbers 1 through 30. If the wrestler that comes out in either the men's or the women's match at your number wins the match, you win the pool. And the prize will be a swag package.
Swag package.
Which includes a Technical Foul t-shirt.
Absolutely. So make sure y'all sign up.
It's fun. We should do it. I ain't gonna say that in public, but we should do a pool like we used to do our pool.
Oh yeah, for sure. We got some a nice little show this weekend actually for WWE Saturday Night Main Event.
Yeah, Saturday Night Main Event is this weekend. This Saturday to be matter of fact because it is Monday night. I mean Saturday night. But the matches. The matches. Heavyweight championship match.
Mm-hmm.
You said what?
Nothing.
You just glitch on my
I did. Because I'm everywhere. But the heavyweight championship match is Jey Uso versus Gunther. We have the IC championship match. Braun Breaker versus Sheamus. We got Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. We also have Rhea versus Nia Jax. And then we have the contract signing for Cody versus KO. With HBK is actually going to be overseeing that. So out of everything there, what are you guys most excited to see?
The whole show.
So knowing that you good?
I just saw a Sorry, it was on our last topic. I just saw a disgusting like trade proposal.
Oh, see.
Do I even want to know?
It would involve us receiving Bradley Beal and Kevin Love.
No!
What in the world?
Now that's funny. Oh shit. The Kevin Love Bucks jersey.
So
busted
Lee not.
So
nasty work.
we're replacing Chris Middleton with Bradley Beal and Bobby Portis with
That's
Kevin
funny.
Love.
And moving out of the
damn
second
near 40.
apron if we did it.
That's
And ruining our championship chances. No. Saturday night main
You
event.
see why I reacted to that?
I do. I
is funny.
understand. I think I'm most looking forward to seeing
And do nothing.
the Jay.
We talk about wrestling.
Charlene said y'all trying to raise her blood pressure. Y'all, yeah. I'm gonna lose. I'm sitting here shaking now. Listen, Jey Uso versus Gunther. That's the match.
Gunther!
Because I low key think Jey Uso got a shot.
I do too.
Yeah, he does.
Like,
I do too.
I feel like he could do
Rolling
it.
to WrestleMania with a belt?
Mhm.
I do too.
At
I
least,
really
at
do.
least elimination chamber.
Set up Roman and Jay.
You know what I like about where we are? What I like about where we are right now is I have no idea what the main event matches are.
Me either.
I'm
Mm-mm. That's
assuming
great.
Cody is going to be in one of them, and Roman's probably going to be in one or the same. Honestly, what I was, I just want to put it out here just because it's like this is my kind of theory, but I'm not sure I really believe it. Roman might win the Mania, and then we run it back for a 3-peat. Like it's the rubber match. Like they each
Cody
got one
versus
win,
Roman.
and we do Cody Roman 3.
Mhm.
I don't know, but like I could see that. But like my point standing being like I have no idea which way we're going, and like there are so many good options at this point. Like
Mhm.
there are years where it's like when we even had just one night, and it was like I don't know who the fuck is going to main event Mania. But like it's
But
an
not
embarrassment
even in
of
the
riches.
same way. More of like a dang, I don't see many options. And now
Yeah.
this time it's like I don't know who's going to do it because there's so many options.
I love that again, bro.
This is a golden. I just want to like we said this about the Bucks so many years. It's like these are the golden. This is the golden era. This is the golden years.
came back.
Like, appreciate this. Like this is going to be like for the kids now. This is going to be their attitude. era.
Yeah.
This is like a boom time in wrestling.
Yes.
Enjoy, well, in WWE, like enjoy
Yeah.
it.
They're going to
'Cause
look
this is a
back
great
and
era.
talk
It
highly
is.
of this moment, this era.
Boy, we had some
Absolutely.
shitty errors.
Yeah,
Shout out
we
to
did.
John Cena for carrying them
Yeah.
in. 'Cause God dang, bro.
Do y'all think Sheamus actually got a chance to win?
No.
He's talked
No.
so much about it's the last belt
I
he
know.
needs.
And he has missed out on it on several
Yeah.
opportunities. You know what?
I feel like the perfect time would have been
Sure.
with Gunther, but like I don't think that now is the time.
They've had
Yeah.
Braun lose it and get it right back anyway. So to give Sheamus
Yeah, but that kind of lessens it. That's
Yeah,
part
I
of
don't
the
think
reason
they're
why
gonna
I'm
do
like,
it again.
you
I think
know,
he's gonna have a little run now because he
Mhm.
did the business.
Yeah.
and they haven't been featuring him recently. Like
Yeah.
he's been sitting in
Yeah.
the crowd more than he's been wrestling.
For real though.
Okay, I'm like, I mean, now that we had our first Saturday night main event last month, I kind of know what to expect. Like before, I thought it was gonna be kind of like a PLE level. But it's really,
It's a house show.
it's really like SmackDown. Like it's another weeknight show, so it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it
I do like the fact that 3 belts are being defended.
on this show.
Yeah.
Of the 3, which is the most likely
Wait,
to
3.
change.
I see 2. What's the other one? World
Rhea's
Championship.
defending her belt. with
Oh, that's a
Nia.
championship.
Oh, I
That's
didn't
a
know that.
championship match.
I didn't know it was
Oh.
a championship match.
I
Yeah.
thought they was just fighting.
They're like,
Oh.
I want to see the whole card.
Oh, okay.
The
I
whole
didn't know that
card
was
is
championship
fired.
match.
If
Okay.
that's a championship match, which is the most likely to change hands.
Rhea Nia Jax is going.
Yeah, 'cause she just transferred over to Raw this
She
past
did.
Monday, her and Bailey.
Yeah.
And she took her out first thing as soon as she got on there. I'm like, Nia just lost her belt too, so now you have
That's gonna be
somebody
good.
who can actually give
This
Rhea
actually
an
is a
issue.
good little
Yeah, it's gonna
card.
be a
I
good
was
match.
like, I can't wait. It's a bang. I was talking to Sam about it before we got out. Like, this motherfucker finna. I can't wait for Saturday.
So last week we talked about AJ Styles, and we mentioned he's one of the greatest in ring performers, and I
Mhm.
said, "Ooh, that could be a fun conversation to have of like who are the greatest in ring performers, WWE only, because it's not fair if we expand that radius when all of us don't watch content outside of WWE.
Mhm.
Sure no.
There are a lot of great wrestlers who have never wrestled in WWE.
Yes, there's gonna be somebody in the comments telling me about some Japanese dude that
Right.
wrestled in
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's
1993.
plenty of people.
Which
But one person though, I do have to bring up.
Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega
I
is the
know.
greatest in the world. So I'm sorry.
So there we go. So
Yeah.
example. But when talking about WWE only, 5 wrestlers, best in ring all time.
Got it.
Who are those guys?
We're just throwing them out.
AJ, Shawn.
Shawn Michaels for sure.
So AJ's top 5 for sure for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if he's top 5.
Shawn
for me
Michaels
yet.
in my top
Kurt
5.
Angle.
Kurt
Okay.
and Shawn are in mine.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think Kurt Angle might. Am I forcing if I say he's one?
No.
Because
No,
a lot
you
of
wouldn't be forced.
Because a lot of the best wrestlers tend to be smaller guys, like
Eddie
your
Guerrero.
Shawn Michaels, Eddie
Guerrero's
Guerrero,
up there.
Bret
He's in my top
Hart.
5. Yeah.
Even like they're smaller guys. So I think for Kurt Angle, with the size that he had, his agility, just
Broken freaking neck.
wrestling still with broken necks, putting on 5-star matches. Like Kurt Angle was one of them
Actually,
ones.
Kurt Angle never had a 5-star match. Which shows you how bullshit they know.
That's hate.
That's all a fact. Controversial opinion, which I get it like from a subjective standpoint, but I'm not a Bret Hart guy.
Me neither.
I'm not either.
I
Neither.
strongly dislike Bret Hart.
I don't dislike him.
I do not like that nigga, fam.
Is your dislike because you think he's old? Like, why do you dislike Bret Hart?
To me, I think he's overrated. He's a great technical wrestler, all that, but the nigga was blah, fam.
I agree.
The nigga was blah. The greatest thing about him was the colors he wore.
Them
Was
glasses,
his attire, fam. His attire literally was the best thing about his wrestling persona, fam.
I'm not gonna go to the Hart Foundation blasphemy church, but
it is. Owen Hart was better than him.
Bret Hart is
Owen Hart was better than Bret Hart.
Hart
fam.
is Lance Storm adjacent.
God, he trained Lance.
Except
Facts.
Lance Storm actually leaned into being boring, like, which made it entertaining. Like he was as boring as possible, which was
On
like,
purpose.
that's
I'm glad my
hilarious.
uncle ain't in here, though. He
light you up.
Yeah.
I'm talking about charisma wise, like in
Hart
ring,
was
he's not
blah.
touching them.
Yeah,
like
Bret Hart was blah, fam.
But in ring,
the character.
in ring, I respect Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In the
Definitely
ring,
respect him.
I respect Bret Hart.
Definitely respect.
But he is not for me. He is not for me.
I'm having a hard time with number 5.
So wait, who are your 4? Shawn
Kurt
Michaels, Kurt Angle,
Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold.
in ring,
In ring.
greatest all time.
In ring.
You
In
are
ring,
out your
though.
That
mind.
dude was just kicking
In
it.
ring is
You are
wild.
out. That is a wild.
You might as well put John Cena up there.
You are out of your
Like if you gonna do that shit,
in
Like, you
ring
wild,
only,
man.
not the
In
package.
in ring,
Stone Cold
Get outta
in
here,
ring always.
Get outta here,
always put on a show.
How many moves, fam? These many.
Stone Cold
These many
in
moves.
the
I
ring.
can't go.
Didn't
I
even have
can't.
that.
I
Maintain
can't.
your
Stutter.
entertainment.
Stone Cold had a
Maintain
stunner.
your attention.
That's not what. That's
And
different
it,
though.
no. In-ring performer captivates.
Chris Jericho is better than Stone Cold in ring.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm.
Chris Jericho, absolutely,
Easily.
easily.
AJ Styles better
Shawn
than Stone Cold.
Ric Flair. Oh, Ric Flair.
I can name
Come on,
like
Malcolm.
7.
I put Ric Flair up
So,
there too.
hold on. Because here's the distinction. Because like Stone Cold before he broke his neck could go, but like Stone Cold, the main eventer,
Did
like all
not.
he did was kick and punch and stuff.
Yeah.
And
He did
Luther
it,
and
bro.
Luther's press.
It wasn't
And Luther-
nothing was wrong. It was entertaining.
Well, we like him.
Like,
You didn't watch Stone Cold to watch some wrestling.
Think
So,
about how
You
many.
watched him to beat ass.
But that was my
think
thing
about,
with him.
Think about how many Attitude Era main events were just like brawling into the crowd, no DQ matches.
Yeah.
That had
True.
shenanigans out the ass because he couldn't work.
Shenanigans out the ass.
Shenanigans out. That'll be the
That's the
title.
title right there. Shenanigans out the ass.
Like I didn't even realize that until like the main event of night 1 last year, where it's like they doing all this. I'm like, this feels familiar, but I ain't seen it in a minute. It's like no, because this is every main event
Mhm.
during the Attitude Era. Where
There's
they brawled
guys-
into the crowd.
There are guys currently that I will put up better than Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Who? Name them.
Right.
South Islands.
Seth, exactly.
Oh, yeah,
Seth Rollins.
Seth got it.
Seth
I
easily.
ain't even think
I'll
about
put your
Seth.
boy Chad Gable up there.
Yeah.
Over Stone Cold.
Over Stone
in ring
Cold.
alone.
In ring, yes.
Stone Cold is not top
He's
5
not,
in ring.
not
Now,
in ring.
if the question is top 5,
Personalities
like
or
wrestler, like the full
Yeah,
package,
then
he's
he's up
there.
there.
His promos, yes, but like I said, a lot of his matches kept you captivated. Anyway,
different,
that's not
though.
the
I-
question.
That's not what we're talking about.
I give
though.
you that. I give you that.
Stone
I give
Cold
you
had
that.
aura.
Mick
Like,
Foley kept me
I'll give you that
captivated too,
because
but he's not a
it's-
great in ring
To
wrestler.
be fair, I'll give you all this. I'll remove Stone Cold.
All right,
I'll remove
we
Stone
feel
Cold.
good about that. We feel good about that. While you think, Shaolin
You
said,
also say Ricochet.
Shaolin said that William Regal was like the Spurs. It wasn't flashy, but it was fundamental and it was damn good.
That's how Ric Flair was.
Yeah.
Ric Flair was
would. Yeah.
Oh, Ric Flair, bro.
William
Ric Flair
Regal was one of the
best.
ones where like I definitely hated him as a kid because it was like I did
Too much, too
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Yeah, but
No.
like as an adult, I'm like, oh yeah, he cooked.
Like old
Daniel
Ric Flair.
Bryan.
Daniel
Daniel
Bryan's on
Bryan
my
is
short
one.
list.
But old Ric Flair could wrestle a broom,
Yeah.
nigga.
He could.
And it'd
He
be
could.
entertaining, fam.
He
So,
could.
Like old Ric Flair was cold.
I even got Ricky Steamboat as like I'm like in my running of just
Okay.
like because older wrestlers are harder for me because I didn't grow up in that era, and I don't tend to like that style of wrestling as much as like the more modern versions. But I can go back and watch Steamboat matches and still be entertained with how he wrestled.
I still got to figure out number 4 and 5, man. I never gave you a 3. 3 is Chris Benoit. I know.
We don't speak the name, but
I see what you're saying. Benoit was
he could wrestle. He could wrestle.
Hey,
he could go.
Redacted. Like we gonna call him redacted.
Redacted.
He could go, fam. He definitely could go.
He's a little star.
He definitely could go.
I was always, and I know people may feel like he was just a bruiser, but I was always a fan of Brock Lesnar too.
I had a feeling you were going to go.
Young Brock
could go.
Young Brock was crazy.
Young Brock was he was selling. He was going crazy.
Yeah, Young Brock was
when
crazy.
he stopped giving a fuck and became the Merc, that's when.
Shaolin said Taker.
Nah.
Honestly, old Taker could go.
Old Taker, yeah.
I don't know if that's still top 5.
No, that's still ain't top 5.
Like he was good.
It ain't top 5.
But I don't.
I can't put Taker.
Like I can't put Taker over anybody else.
Characters will put Taker, of course, in top 5.
I'll give you 7.
But in ring,
okay.
And I'm not mad at that.
So you got Kurt, Sean,
Chris
redacted,
and
Seth Rollins.
Number 5.
Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, Eddie on mine.
AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan. Like
I'll probably say Daniel.
Yeah, listen.
Like,
ain't nothing wrong with that.
That man
dude was ridiculous, and WWE really had him in his prime. And I know AEW they got some really good shit out of it.
Yeah, we talking about WWE, so
but prime Daniel, Wyatt family concussion, in the middle of a cage, Daniel, that motherfucker, 2 matches in a night.
Down, dude.
Like having to go 2 matches in a night.
Yeah.
To win a belt, a 2-on-1, like come on, but like no, Daniel was ridiculous.
Honestly, again, he tends towards like the boring side of things, but Randy Orton.
Also, he could definitely be in there.
He's a smooth wrestler.
It's the smoothness.
He's a smooth
everything
wrestler.
he does just has. It's crisp, but it's smooth.
It's precise. It's to the point.
I think for me, when having a conversation, greatest in ring, as long as Kurt Angle and Shawn Michaels are on the list. I can pretty much go a few different ways. Like, I think that those two in particular, head and heel, like those two, Shawn and Kurt, for me are like the best of the best. Like
my number 1 is Shawn,
and I don't argue it. Like Shawn could definitely I don't begrudge that at all
because he made everybody look great.
Let's go back to that Hogan match.
I think Eddie Guerrero needs a little bit more love.
And Eddie is my number 2.
Yeah,
Eddie Guerrero is amazing. From WCW to WWE,
he could tell a story.
Yes, like he was amazing. And then when he started doing the line and cheating shit, that just added a little more.
He was going crazy with that shit.
Yeah, it just added a little more to it.
So question for y'all, like when y'all started watching wrestling, did that like crystallize like who was good guys and who was bad? Because like we were all young, started watching.
Yeah.
So it's like I always saw Eddie Guerrero as a heel. Like
he always was a heel.
And only as an adult, like well after he passed, it was like, oh no, like, he was great.
Cool.
Yeah, he was.
I always looked at Eddie's face.
The first time I saw him, he was like bullying Chavo. So like,
I mean, for me, I'm like, that's just big bro, little bro. Like, hey, you got that shit coming on or off camera. But
wow, graphic.
Guys, reckless over here.
But no, Eddie, I always cheered Eddie. Always cheered Eddie.
He was entertaining. He was when he was with
his
China
brief
and
moment,
everything.
I felt like he was a heel, but always cheered.
Yeah,
but
Eddie definitely top.
I get face heels, but like I was an instant Kurt Angle fan, and he was a heel from the jump. But like it was something about him where I was like, oh, I'm a fan. Like I'm a fan.
The motherfucker was intense.
But yeah. Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, my top.
He wasn't at first. Like, he was goofy.
Yeah, he was the American hero, the 3 eyes coming out. But that's when he was corny. That's the word. He was
intensity,
he was
integrity, and intelligence.
But yeah, a lot of great in-ring wrestlers. Let us know in the comments what y'all think as well for y'all top 5 in-ring performers, WWE in-ring performers of all time. We'll wrap up here. Some quick hits. First, we got to pay our respects to Mr. Bob Uecker.
The GOAT.
A legend. A Wisconsin legend passed away. And that's one of those losses where people who don't even watch baseball like that, like I know I'm not a big baseball fan, but like, if you're from this area, you know who Bob Uecker is. He is too important to the area. I love seeing the different ways. See you later, buddy. I love just like seeing how people came out of support and love for Bob Uecker too, like putting all the stuff by his statue. There are people out there tailgating in front of his statue, just kind of talking about memories and stuff. Very uniquely Wisconsin, but rest in peace to Bob Uecker, man.
For sure.
A legend, a true legend. Congratulations to the Ohio State on their college football national championship win, defeating Notre Dame. I felt like this game wasn't talked about a lot. Like other,
it's because Notre Dame, like they had a furious comeback at the end, and then like it's like one of the last plays.
No, I don't mean. I mean just leading up to the game. Like this was a college football championship game where I didn't like.
I wonder if like the expanded playoff is kind of like
ruined
part of the reason for that, because it's like you go from pretty much the first 100 years of college football, or like maybe not, but like you go up till about 2000 where it's like everything was about New Year's Day, New Year's Day. Like you've ingrained it in the psyche of the fan where like New Year's Day is like Christmas for the NBA and Thanksgiving for the NFL, where it's like that's their day.
Right. And
like now, because like you pushed it so far off of it, it's like people are like, you're in the middle of the NFL playoffs now. You got NBA coming up on All-Star, like the inauguration. Like there are so many other things going on where it's like you used to have this one day a year where everybody was paying attention to you.
Correct.
Like it's so diluted.
I think that's a great point.
They said that they're going to do some. I didn't see in particular which tweaks, but they said they're definitely going to make some tweaks to next year's college football playoffs. A lot of what I heard around this game was more so about Notre Dame's coach. And if he won, he would be the first black college football coach,
and Asian too.
And they would be the first independent team to win a college football. So like it would change kind of like the landscape of college football. So that was more so the story around this game more than anything.
I mean, the first time like in a playoff or BCS, but like they've won national championships before, and they've been in
Notre Dame.
But yeah, and like I think part of it is like it
coach
being, you know, the 7th and the 8th seed. Like, imagine if it was a 7 and an 8 seed in NCAA or like in March Madness, where it's like that's the championship game. It's like, okay, but like I don't feel like these are the best two teams in football. You know,
but did they get that right in past years with this
usually the
format
college
where
football,
it's like I feel like the best two teams are here?
Typically, unless you talk about that the year TCU got smoked.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, like there've been like
but that was like 2 years ago.
Championship games that have been blowouts. So like I'm not gonna chalk it up to that, but at least like those years you got like, oh, I can't wait to see this team that's been killing everybody all year,
like
this
Georgia
team that's been killing
Alabama's.
everybody all year.
Yeah.
And like they ain't had that energy this year. I do like that like at the end of the regular season when they lost to Michigan, like everybody was calling for Ryan Day's head, and then a month later he's national championship winning coach. Just shows how fickle fans are.
Always.
Oh, I knew. Yes, you can see that day in and day out.
Yep.
I can take this. Congratulations to Ichiro Suzuki, CC Sabathia, and Bill Wagner for being inducted. Well, they will be a part of this year's Hall of Fame 2025 baseball inductees. Ichiro was one of my favorite players. He introduced the moving hit. He's one of the all-time leaders. Like if you combine his Japanese hits on top of the ones he had in MLB, he would technically have more than Pete Rose. He won Rookie of the Year and MVP his rookie year. Just so happened the AL runner-up for Rookie of the Year that year happened to be CC Sabathia.
Shout out to CC.
Before we move on to CC, I just want to say, like, whoever that one voter is that didn't vote for him is a hater.
Dude, it's almost unanimous.
He was one vote
one off.
Unanimous.
392 out of 393, I think, or something like that. Like
393 out of 394. But
like it's that's hate. Like, come on, bro. Like, no, I will not conform. But anyways, CC was, we as Milwaukee Brewer fans got to experience CC Sabathia come through for half a season.
Got us to the playoffs.
Yeah,
he was a workhorse. Hell yeah, he was pitching on 3 days rest for us. He Yankee snatched him. I get it. It is what it is. But I think he
did what he came here to do.
Yes, he did, and he almost completed the job, but Milwaukee just couldn't do it. And Billy Wagner is You saw it?
I said no. Like the job was to get us to the playoffs. I want like nobody was thinking.
yeah.
World
Oh no!
Series.
Once we got there, I was like, no. With the pitching staff that we had, with the bench sheets,
You might as well win it.
Like we might as well win it. We had a
Yeah,
cold
but,
staff that year. Like we didn't. Like we had a squad.
Like she was talking about before, where it's like expectations are different. Like when it's just like we ain't been in the playoffs for forever. Like that's we was celebrating,
and we made it to NLCS that year and lost
Yeah.
to the fucking Cardinals. That shit still hurt.
Well, yeah, that sucks, but like still, it was a successful season.
And Billy Wagner was one of the greatest closers of all time. Most of his accolades came. He got like 400 plus.
What teams
closers.
did he play for?
Mainly, he's known for the Houston Astros.
Okay.
Like 255 out of his 400 saves is on Houston. So yeah, he's known. Oh,
That's a Tim stat right there. We just threw that one out. Sound right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
It's very, very. It should be spot on. But CC Sabathia is also part of the 3000K club as well. He's one of a few players.
Mr. 3000.
Yes, sir.
I will
Yes,
say, yeah, I will say, like with Bob Uecker passing, like there were a lot of like super cuts of like his greatest calls, and with CC now going into the Hall of Fame, it's just like it reminds me of like those early to mid to late, I guess the 2000s.
Yeah, it was
like 2010, 2011.
Well, even before that, like that first
Leading up to
iteration
it.
of like when they got all those top like 5 picks and they drafted like
Ricky Weeks, Corey Hart, Prince
JJ Hardy, Prince Fielder, Ryan Braun, like all those dudes got picked and like they all hit, and it was just like at the same time, like they're all coming
Our farm
up.
system was going crazy.
Yeah.
Gallardo came up behind them. We had Capuano still.
Yeah.
Sheets still.
You had again, like you had Bill.
We had K-Rod at one point
Yeah.
going crazy. Josh Hader.
Oh, I remember
that.
Hader.
Hader came out the farm system too, though. Like we had some.
Well, no, I want to contain it to like that
Yeah,
first
no, that's fair.
decade
That's fair.
of
No,
the century.
the Fab Five.
Like the Brewers teams that I fell in love with. Essentially, where it's
Bill
like,
Hall
I
was on
watched them from like coming up out of the minor or from getting drafted, coming up through the
Finding
minors
their way.
to making it and be like, oh my God, we hit on like all these dudes.
Establishing a playoff culture in Milwaukee that had not been here in decades.
And still reverberate to this day.
Yeah, because I first started trying to like get into baseball, quote unquote, 2010. Like the 2010,
So
2011.
they should have started blooming a little bit by
that,
then.
yeah, they were like that was when they made their real
Because like I
playoff
think that's
push.
when like they got Greinke. So like that to me, like those are two different
'Cause
breaks.
it was-
So I feel like
it
there's
is.
a short break in between, like when they had Sabathia and went to the playoffs, and then they were down for a couple of years, and then
we got Greinke.
Then we got Greinke, and we really went on the.
Because I came back in like Ryan Braun was the guy, Ricky Weeks, like it was like that team, that squad.
Corey Hart.
Corey, Lou Croy.
Yeah.
Like,
Jonathan Lou Croy. That was my boy, dog.
Carlos Gomez.
I love Gomez. That man was trying to hit a home run every time.
We had
some fun teams, man.
Yeah.
And I say that as somebody who is not a huge baseball fan, but like even though, like those teams, they do have a special.
I'm definitely
place.
the definition of a fair weather fan. Like I'm only tapped in with the Brewers when they good.
I'm tapped in all like I have for the last. We can wrap up here too. Like last, I don't know, however long you could have ESPN alerts come through on your phone. So for a while now, I get at bat alerts for the Brewers. So like 4 years since I tried to get into baseball, I have every game. I get every alert for every run in every Brewers game. So I be aware of like, oh, they on a win streak, or oh man, they've been losing. But like, baseball. I just
can't gel with it.
And I know they tried to make the game faster now. Listen. I got a lot of basketball to watch, y'all. I got a lot of basketball to watch. I'd be having a lot of football to watch, and then by the time
start scouting.
Yeah, I do. I gotta get into the draft already. And I was like, oh Lord. I'm trying to say the NBA draft. There's so much going on. Point is, with all that I be trying to watch, and then you got wrestling and the pot. Like I can't add baseball. I just can't. Oh yeah, because Ken left. He messed up our feng shui. So we gonna get out of here. Put my arm up here. You know, no,
you use the space,
right? We hope y'all enjoyed the show this week, though. Sean asked y'all hockey.
Absolutely.
Nah. I only watch hockey in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And if you ask me what my hockey team is, it's the Detroit Red Wings, just for the record.
San Jose Sharks, if they still a team.
That goes to show.
I ain't know if they still around since like NHL 94.
I happened to be in Washington when they won the Stanley Cup a couple years ago. So
I do like Vegas. I do like Vegas.
So Yeah, that's it. And you're like, why Detroit? Well, Wisconsin, we ain't got no hockey team here. I lived in Michigan for a year, and when I was there, the Red Wings were really good. So I said, I'm gonna be a fan of y'all, and that's just how it's gone. But yeah, that's the show this week, y'all. We hope y'all enjoyed. Everybody in the comments.
Lions fan.
No, I was already a Packers fan by that point. That was already too late. My Uncle Michael made me pick my football allegiance when I was like 4 years old.
Good man.
Because he's the Cowboys fan. Uncle Tony was the Packers fan. I used to go back and forth between them.
You're like, nah, ain't all of that.
That's exactly what he said.
Me?
Exactly what he said. And Brett Favre was number 4, and I was like, I'm 4, he 4. I'm gonna go with that team. And he's like, you made a mistake.
It was destined.
And I said, but did I? Did I, Uncle Michael?
Jalen Hurts, Jaden Day. Do we want to run this back?
But no, so yeah, I was already sold out for the Packers.
There was a tweet that went viral this week. I know we're trying to wrap up. There was a tweet that went viral this week where it was like, we should normalize like switching sports allegiances, and somebody retweeted like, no, you pick a team when you're 8 and you just be pissed off
with it. I used to
be mad
when I was still dating. One of the things that I would use to judge my compatibility with a man was his sports takes. And it was, if a man couldn't be loyal to his sports team, I figured he can't be loyal to me. I kid you not. Like, men who would be like, oh, I was like, weren't you like a Laker fan last week? Oh, well, no, I'm not really a Laker fan. I'm really like I'm like, no, I can't. I can't. If you following a player, that's kind of fair. But like, that was not. Sports helped.
It did. That's kind of fair, bro.
Sports helped.
Fair weather.
It shows a lot about your personality, in my opinion. So, ladies,
every day.
If you're listening, if you're single, you're looking for somebody, tap in with what they do with their sports team. If they can't be loyal to a team, they probably can't be loyal to you.
That you are first in, because they be playing games, boy.
Well, I mean, like, it's not that hard to figure out. Like, if you like the Knicks one year, you like the Celtics the next year.
Shit, if you can't remember if it's the Knicks or the Celtics, they don't help your case.
I have faith that women can keep that straight. Like,
yes, at least the city. Like, it's like they women got that. Women got that. But no, that's the show this week. As a reminder, please follow us on our various social media platforms.
Join the pool.
Join the Royal Rumble pool. Get at us on our social medias in the comments of this video. Email us, technicalfilepod@gmail.com. On our socials at technicalfile, TECKNICALFOUL on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Technical File Podcast on YouTube and Facebook. If you are in the live stream now, we appreciate you. Make sure you like up that video. Hit us with a comment when it goes off to help the algorithms and all that good stuff. And we appreciate y'all, man. We enjoy doing this show week in and week out.
What was you talking at this week? What was you at?
Oh, I was on the Mason Crosby show this week, y'all. Yes, sir. Talking Bucks basketball was a fun little segment there. So make sure y'all keep it locked in to Tech File, our socials, weekly episodes, all that good stuff. If you want to follow me personally, you can catch me.
Wait a minute.
On Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, PSN, at Camille Monet, CAMILLEMONAE.
The shenanigans, the shenanigans of this week so far have finally inspired me to migrate over to Blue Sky. So
there we go.
Fuck that other website that used to be known as Twitter. I think I'm Eric J2.bluesky.social.
Eric J2.
Yeah,
that's all you get.
That is all you get.
K Harris, the gentleman, is out of here.
Yeah, K Harris 216 on Snapchat, Twit. No,
I think it's on X.
Golly, I get this wrong every single time.
We keep telling him to go to one spot, my boy.
Whatever, it's in the bio.
Everyday_gentleman on Instagram. K Harris 216 everywhere else.
And it's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Catch him, aka Mr. Give It To Me.
Hit that shot, Lynn.
Oh yeah,
hell yeah.
I got still really I got some work to do. Get him hard. Get him hard. Hey.
So we never gotta get tight and everybody else that should get ready. Ain't nobody else doing this like I better keep them the streets with my tribe. I going live with the pie. Doing like it's no tomorrow. Hey, to my ear later. Shout out to my point guard.
That's me.
We about to hit 'em all. Hey. Throwing in the towel. Hey. Blow the whistle. This is technical 5.
New Tech 5.